So really, I don't have an issue at all. But because of the commentary that I've arisen, various issues have come up. Now, two things. Are we saying that the process has been flawed, or a politically exposed person? I mean, we are worried because it seems like a politically exposed person won the bid. So there are two issues. Is it that the process is flawed? If the process is flawed, then it doesn't matter who the person who won the bid is. The process is flawed. And if we can show that the process is flawed, it's flawed.
Labour takes both positions.
Labour seems to take both positions. Yes. That the process is flawed.
So do I.
Okay, so the process is flawed. And two, even if the process is not flawed, it should not be sold to a politically exposed person.
Yes.
Okay. Now, and then when you listen to as you were playing the footage of the Labour, I was trying to make some notes as to what you were saying. Now, the TUC General Secretary, I heard him say that the process, he says they do not think that the process has been followed, and that they do not think that due diligence too has been followed. So he doesn't show us.
And that their reps on the board raised issues. They had preliminary objections to the thing and asked for it to be halted. Unknowing to them, unknowingly, SSNIT was continuing with the process.
Okay.
And what so are the basis of that, on May Day, they requested to meet the president, and it wasn't just.
Yes, I heard all of that. The process being flawed, and the sentiment that some monies are being misused, SSNIT monies are being misused, because they said that state property cannot be sold to a minister. We will not allow pension funds to be toyed with. Okay. Randy, let me see if I can look at the issues one by one. Okay. As for SSNIT investments, over the years, you can make a good case for SSNIT to divest itself from control of businesses. You can make a good case for it over the years. Look, SSNIT owns Aluworks. You know Aluworks?
Yes, Tema.
Yeah. We all know
they still own it.
Yes. We all know the situation with Aluworks today. They are losing money. So they are losing pension funds as we speak. SSNIT used to own HFC with Bank of Ghana and SIC. They've divested the shares, and now they just have a little bit of it. It's now Republic Bank. SSNIT is now making money after they divested the shares, the controlling shares, and now they are making money from HFC, now Republic Bank. Do you know, you remember the Trust Bank?
Yes.
It used to be owned by SSNIT.
Yes.
They were losing money, big time. It was bought by EcoBank. SSNIT divested the shares. Since EcoBank bought Trust Bank, they've been paying dividend to SSNIT, shoring up pension monies. Indeed, the dividend that EcoBank pays to SSNIT as a result of buying the shares in Trust Bank is more than what SSNIT gets from all the hotel investments. You know, SSNIT used to own SSB, Social Security Bank, those days. And this is over a long period. SSNIT used to own SSB, Social Security Bank. They were not making anything. It was bought by Societe Generale. And they started paying SSNIT dividend. Even though the shares had been reduced, they were getting some money. from it. SSNIT used to own Merchant Bank. We all know what happened to Merchant Bank. Eventually, 2014, it was bought by Fortis. And now it is now called Universal Merchant Bank. SSNIT is now making money from it. You take...
Just clarify something for me. If they sell, how do they continue to make money?
They still have shares.
Okay.
Yes.
So they sold part.
They sold part.
Okay.
But this one, they are selling part. So the controlling interest, when they have controlling interest, mom, they don't make money. It's when they divest their shares and to a majority shareholder and get some 30%, then they get dividends. They shore up pension funds. Look, you take La Palm, since SSNIT bought it from the original group. They spent over $50 million in buying the place and all of it and investment. They haven't gotten 2 cedis from La Palm as we speak. So pension monies is being lost as we speak. Go to Busua Beach, owned by SSNIT. They can't even pay electricity bills at Busua Beach. Electricity, they can pay. As we speak. Go to Elmina Beach Hotel. The rooms are empty. You go there, you cannot sleep there. The last time I was there 3 years ago, I was so upset. Elmina Beach is losing money big time. In fact, the last time SSNIT went to the Public Accounts Committee, they were told to speed up getting an investor and reducing their shares. When they went to Public Accounts Committee, Auditor General, look at Auditor General's report when it comes to these hotels. So the case that some pension, my friend from would not allow pension funds to be toyed with, and would not allow Charles Kelly, my good friend, was saying, it is like rather SSNIT is losing money through this sale. No. The records show clearly that these businesses are costing the pensioner monies. La Palm, Elmina, Busua, even Labadi. Labadi was losing money up to 2017. Then they changed the management and brought in some local management. But even Labadi, if you look at the return on the investment, it's not much. Even Labadi. But for the rest, they are losing money big time as we speak. So pensioners' money is being drained. And when you look at the record of SSNIT divestment of its shares, they are making monies from the divestment where they don't have controlling shares. And you know the reason.
Because they don't manage.
You see, because once it has controlling shares, government or whoever is going to appoint MD and all of that and all of that and all the problems. This is it. So the economic case for SSNIT to remove itself from controlling shares cannot be faulted. The figures are there. So this business about they are toying with pension funds and they are playing Charles Kelly is neither here nor there. And when you look at the record of SSNIT divestment from HFC, Trust Bank, Merchant Bank, SSB, right through, you see that they started making money when they gave away their controlling shares. Now these hotels are losing money. It makes sense that they divest controlling shares. So what is the issue now? The issue now should be, how is the process managed? And the person who bought it. Let me look at the person who bought it first. Now, Samuel Kujato also says that it should not be bought by a politician. I am neutral in the matter once the process is fair. Because politicians engage in business, don't they?
Yes.
They engage in business.
Yes, if they follow the rules.
Yeah. You engage. If you are a lawyer and you come into politics, let's say you are a minister or a member of parliament, and you still want to continue private practice as a lawyer, you are allowed. You apply, you state it that I'm so and so, I'm a lawyer, or I have a business here, and the speaker permits you to engage in your business. So politicians are allowed to do business. It is not a crime.
Once they follow
the due process. When I went to Parliament, I had gone in literally straight from school, just 1 or 2 years after school. So I didn't have a business of my own. I was working in a company, so I resigned. So I didn't have a business of my own to apply to the speaker to continue the business. But all the people who were there, medical doctors, consultants, lawyers, they all applied because they already had their businesses running and they were given permission. So politicians can do business. Now, what is the procedure, the process? My understanding is that the bid of Bryan Acheampong with his Rock City Hotel is at least $20 million more than the second bidder. At least $20 million more than the second bidder. So, if Bryan Acheampong is qualified to bid, unless somebody is going to show, we are now going to decide that a politician should not engage in business at all, then all of us are clear. I don't even want to politicize it by talking about a lot of politicians who have also bought state properties. Last week I gave you some information on that, but I don't even want to politicize it. But if the decision is that once you are a politician, you should not engage in any business, then all of us are clear. But otherwise...
I think if it's in response to what Samir is saying, he's talking about acquisition of state assets. He's not talking about engaging in business.
But you see, how do you...
It raises the conflict of interest question.
Yes, but that is why there's a procedure. That's what I'm saying. Because of the potential conflict of interest, that is why I support an investigation. Let's go into how the process was conducted to ensure that Bryan Acheampong did not exercise undue influence. That is what I am interested in.
Do you agree that he should first of all have complied with the requirement of seeking permission, applying for, and being given permission in order to engage in any office of profit?
Oh, he hasn't applied?
He hasn't. That is what Okuyato said last week.
Yeah.
Oh, he hasn't applied?
Yeah, that was the case
He confirmed when we met on Joy.
No, if he hasn't applied...
He confirmed that he hasn't applied.
No, but that's...
I have the full list of
No,
47
that's a technical thing. If he hasn't applied, but he can always apply. You understand? Yeah, but I'm saying you can always apply. So let's say he has been late. But that is a technical thing that he hasn't applied. That is different.
Legal requirement.
Yes, but I'm saying that is different from saying that there's conflict of interest. Because that conflict of interest means that because he's a politician, he probably would use undue influence over the process.
It is at the center. It is because of conflict of interest. That's what that provision is. Can I read 78.3?
No, I know. I have applied for that.
Yeah, because of conflict. 78.3.
No, if he hasn't, if you say that,
that's one of the requirements.
If you
for
say
Parliament
that,
to check.
If you say that he hasn't gotten the speaker's permission to do business,
yes,
that's different from saying a politician. So what you're saying is that if he had applied and gotten that permission, then he can do it. That's what you're saying.
No, I have said that no politician should be allowed.
But that's your personal view. That's why you're not talking about law.
Yes, my personal
So
view.
your personal
and
view
that's
is that
why there's a private members bill in the works that I'm sponsoring
but as we
to
speak,
deal with that.
Yeah.
But as we speak, I'm raising issues of conflict of interest
because of
the process, his involvement, and related to he not complying with Article 78
so the
and
conflict
98.
of interest, Shrag will deal with it.
Yeah.
Shrag will go through it and
That's
see.
why it's gone there.
Yeah.
Yes, and then Shrag would establish if indeed the process was skewed in favor of Bryan Acheampong because of his position. So that one, we will look at it. We are all confident that Shrag will do a transparent job, and all the parties will go there, and they will go through the process. I don't have a problem with that. But as to the issue that he shouldn't have been allowed to take part because he's a politician. If you look at the adverts, nobody said that you can't take part if you're a politician.
They say because he's a government official.
Nobody said that if you are a government official, you can't take part. How long do you stay in government? In another 6 months, Bryan Acheampong will be out of government. So if the law or the regulation is that don't take part if you are a politically exposed person, then we know that from the beginning. We know that from the beginning, and so we are clear in our minds. But that's not what we have.
What do you make of Labour's assertion that their reps on the board reported to them that they raised issues with the transaction?
What issues did they raise?
Okay, they didn't give us those details.
Okay.
But they told us that their reps raised issues and asked that the process be halted until those issues are resolved.
You know, these Labour chaps, they are my friends. But
They listed some of the concerns.
what are some of the concerns? Yeah.
So we find it extremely difficult to understand why, one, SSNIT interest in 6 hotels will be packaged and sold as if all the hotels are in the same financial situation. And
So it's an issue they raised.
It's an issue they raised.
Okay.
2, the original proposal of the sale of SSNIT interest in 6 hotels has now reduced to 4. We hold the view that this renders the whole process null and void. Because
there's been an amendment of the process along the way.
Along the way, so you should have started afresh. That's what the.
But 1 second.
That's what the.
If you thought that all the hotels should not be put in one basket, and so some have been removed, and they're not listening to you. From what you yourself you are reading.
No, that's not what they're saying.
That's what they say. Listen, 1 second, please. SSNIT, we find it difficult to understand. SSNIT interest in the 6 hotels will be packaged and sold as if all the hotels are in the same financial situation.
Yes.
2, the original proposal has now been reduced to 4.
Yes.
Now, in your first, you said that all the 6 should not be put in the same basket.
Yes.
So if it was reduced to 4,
Yes.
are they not taking a cue from you?
No,
but
that was after.
Unless you're saying that, unless you want to suggest,
advertised.
unless you want to suggest that the 2 that were taken out were taken out on the basis of what they raised.
But
It was on the basis of that.
no, 1 second. You say that you raise objection to the 6.
Yeah.
To putting all the 6 together.
Together.
As if the
Now
other
you are
was
saying that why should it be reduced to 4?
Yes.
Because you started raising issues with the procurement
Okay,
law.
anyway. Okay, then what else are they saying? The
Because
proposed.
the procurement law requires that when you start a particular process and it changes, you must start afresh.
Now they're saying that
They should have complied with that.
the proposed payment terms varied from the original MOU
Yes.
based on the recommendation of the transaction advisor.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a value for money issue.
And I'm saying to you that I know that Bryan Acheampong, his bid is at least $20 million more.
How do you know that?
Yeah, but Nana, you're saying a different thing. You're saying a different thing.
They're talking about the valuation and the bid.
Yes.
They say payment terms.
Yes.
Yeah.
They say the payment terms
Yes.
varied from the original MOU.
Right. Yeah.
That means there was an MOU already signed.
Yes.
Between who? So there must have been an MOU signed between parties.
True.
Yeah.
And you say that the payment terms
Yes.
have been varied.
Yes. Is
That's
that
not-
not a
that-
valid position to take? Is that not a valid concern?
The investigation by Shrag will show.
Right.
But for now, since we're all just making comment, I'm saying that when it comes to value for money,
Yeah.
Acheampong's bid was at least $20 million more than the second So
no, maybe he has information.
Why are you the only person with information?
Maybe he has information.
Are you the person with information?
Unless you have contrary information.
Unless you have contrary information.
What I have.
So what do you have? No, what do you have? No, what do you have? Well, what do you have? What do you have?
You want to see what I have?
The king of transparency and accountability. You ask me.
I follow a timetable. You know that.
So when are you going to release that one?
The man is engaged in a rope and dope.
Muhammad Ali.
Let me follow my timetable.
So when are you going to release the bits? Tomorrow?
Don't worry.
So, Randy.
Yes, Nana.
I'm saying that in terms of the bidding,
yes,
Acheampong's bid is at least 20 million more than the second bidder. The second bidder it's a company that is famous with estate construction. Okay. I don't want to mention the name. Okay. It starts with a D.
Okay.
Their bid is 20 million less than Bryan Acheampong. Okay. In fact, there's some feeling that Acheampong's bid is too much.
Okay.
But that is it. And the record is there. And I thought organized labor will say that Acheampong, if they say that the valuation, the bidders did not meet the valuation, then you are making a case.
But did they meet?
I am sure.
From your checks, did they
I am
meet?
sure.
Okay.
I am sure. Because these places, they've been run down. They are losing money. The economic case for it, because every day that they remain on SSNIT's books, they can't pay electricity.
Not all of them.
You can't pay, literally all of them. You can't pay staff. They can't pay SSNIT contributions as we speak. They can't pay GRA tax as we speak. In fact, the pension funds are being bled when these hotels remain on the books. And all the instances where SSNIT lets go of its controlling shares, you find out that they are not making money. But if somebody believes that because there's a politician involved, let's look at the process, I don't have a problem. In fact, the standard should be even higher when there's a politician involved. As for the politician being involved, like I'm saying, I'm neutral. But if it's left to the choice of the politician, if he's in business,
once the transaction is above board,
once the transaction is above board,
you're fine.
And once the politician is involved, the transaction should be seen to be above board, okay, because of the perception that there could be conflict.
Let me read two comments from
before I continue.
An investment person from here. It says this SSNIT hotel thing is disturbing. It says all the Serena hotels you see in East Africa are simply management agreements with the various governments. No government has sold shares to Serena. We did the same with Golden Tulip. So why do we sell the SSNIT shares? So this is what SSNIT should do. All the Radissons and Kempiskins we see are just under management agreements. If SSNIT thinks it's about performance and profitability, then they should get a known brand to come manage the hotels. Selling of shares is a no-no. No one does that these days for hotels. Then he says the EcoBank takeover of TTB was more of a share swap, with SSNIT taking bigger stake in EcoBank Ghana and the EcoBank Group. Don't forget, SSNIT already had shares in both ETI, that's EcoBank Transnational something, and EcoBank
the
Ghana.
mother company.
Yes, don't forget, SSNIT already had shares in both ETI and EcoBank Ghana before the takeover. Hence, they sought to consolidate their banking interest in the two entities.
Yes.
They say it was more of a share swap.
Yeah, but what we say is that the controlling interest was given up. SSNIT still has shares. Otherwise, why are they making money from it?
Yes, they have shares in the...
Yes, they are making... Now, the bank is not controlled by SSNIT. It's controlled by EcoBank. And SSNIT is making money. In fact, the figures that... The last payment that they did, 2017, 2018, they paid SSNIT 40 million cedis.
So you realize, Anna, that...
And let me deal with the first comment. What was it?
Okay, he says that all the Serena hotels, he also knows a lot about East Africa. He says all the Serena hotels you see in East Africa are simply management agreements with the various governments. No government has sold shares to Serena. We did same with Golden Tulip. So why do we sell the SSNIT shares? This is what SSNIT should do. All the Radissons and Kempiskis we see are just under management agreements. If SSNIT thinks it's about performance and profitability, then they should get a known brand to come manage the hotels. Selling of shares is a no-no. No one does that these days for hotels.
Okay. You should get a known brand to come and manage. You sign a management contract.
Yes. Yeah. A known brand, yeah.
You know, that's what they did with Labadi Beach.
Which one is a known brand that they brought?
The Labadi Beach was being managed by a known brand. Yeah. It's a legacy hotel.
Yes,
from South Africa.
Legacy.
Yes.
But now Ghanaians have taken over.
Yes. Were they making money?
Yes.
No. You would find out that SSNIT, the money they were making was not enough to pay their management fees. I mean, well, SSNIT will bring out all of this. I don't have a problem. But you will find out that when it was under legacy hotels,
yes,
they were not generating enough money to pay them. Because these management fees don't come cheap.
yes,
They are hugely expensive.
Yes.
You have to pay them in dollars.
yes.
And we
So
know,
another,
But even
option.
Lapam and the Ghanaians were paid dollars.
yeah.
So another option
Yes.
is to divest the shares and let somebody come in with their own money. You know, when people come in with their own money, their own.
What did we do in Lancaster when the Golden Tulip
We sold,
agreement lapsed?
we sold shares to controlling shares to Lancaster. No, the Libyan people. What is the name?
Golden Tulip.
Golden Tulip.
Yes.
Yes. We sold shares to the Libyan
Libyans,
people,
yes.
and then they had a management with Golden Tulip.
Yes.
Yes. So.
And that's what we've done with Lancaster. We've signed
Lancaster is
a
which one?
management agreement. Golden Tulip is now Lancaster.
Yeah, Lancaster has bought the Libyan shares.
Okay.
So there are all kinds of ways of doing this. But what SSNIT has proven is that when they give out the controlling shares, they screen themselves from all of this, that comes with public ownership and government control and all of that. And they make money. And they will show you that the record, all the divestment that they've made of their shares, they are making money from those divestments as against the one that they have controlling shares.
We should actually stop the state from running SSNIT. If SSNIT investment, it's
we should stop the pensions.
Yes, if it's unable to manage, and we are saying that is when they divest the shares.
But that's another question. That's different from what we are discussing now.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that from all what you're saying, if we suppose that
let's SSNIT show from the records.
Yes.
And then when you want to look at that issue, we can look at that at a larger eye.
Fine.
Now, Samuel Kujato talked about the transaction advisor.
Yes.
Said it's SEM Capital.
Yes.
Yes, you want the central tender review documents?
And you said the review. You said somebody said they could have done it for cheaper. And I asked that, why didn't they bid? Because the transaction advisor position was advertised. So if you thought you could do it cheaper, why didn't you go and do it for 100,000? Let me show you the figures.
Yes.
EY, those people who applied to handle the transaction, they bid $696,000. The famous KPMG, they bid $1.3 million. The famous Pricewaterhouse and Coopers, they bid $582,000. The famous Deloitte and Touche, they bid $514,000. SEM Capital, they bid $491,000.
491.
So they are the lowest.
I mean,
the
price
I'm
is just
looking
one.
at the figures.
I'm saying financial is just one.
There's
They look at many other things. So there are bids where a company could bid more than 490 something.
Yes.
But on the basis of the other things in the qualification criteria, although their financial bid might be slightly higher, you get to choose.
Randy,
them.
obviously they were qualified. Otherwise,
I have not said
yes. No, if you're raising issues, so you bid. I'm saying their bid, as we speak, was the lowest. That is a fact.
Okay.
The records will show. So it wasn't like something that had been skewed for some. I mean, I don't know these same people. But they are, because Samio Kojeto raised it, I looked at the figures. Who are they? I don't know them. I've heard the name, but I don't know them.
Okay.
You know me, I don't like this business. You are the people. Me, I'm just like my small politics.
You don't know them, but you know how much they bidded for.
Do I need to know them? Do I know Deloitte?
He has looked for the information.
Do I know Deloitte and Touche?
It's not clear what
do I know
is.
Deloitte and Touche? I don't have to know. Do I have to know them? I'm just looking at the figures. So if you told me,
it's a fact that
all you need
know
is the information.
Yes.
Yeah, you know their bid. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yes. And so,
it's interesting that you're only interested in their bid, the figure, but you're not interested in the owners. That's all. It's just an observation.
But that's the most important.
It's just an observation.
The owners. What am I going to do with the owners? Who are the owners? Who are the owners?
I'm just making an observation. That's all.
No, but who are the owners? Tell us.
Since you're not interested in it.
No, tell me. Maybe I can be interested.
Go ahead. No, you're not interested. So go ahead.
But the man, he says he has the information. Then he won't give it to you. Then he
says since you say you're not interested, it's fine.
Oh, I am interested. Show me. Show me.
You should ask your sources, those who are giving you the figures. Why didn't you ask them?
It's okay. Let's move on.
So who are the owners of Deloitte?
Let's move on.
Who are the owners of Deloitte?
You don't know that.
You see, and what?
The owners are Mr. Deloitte and Mr. Touche.
The owners are Deloitte and Touche. They are Deloitte and Touche. And who are the owners of Price Waterhouse?
Mr. Price and Mr. Waterhouse.
Yeah, so the owners are Mr. Sen. And you see, when you do that, you obfuscate your own issues. So when you brought in the transaction advisor and raised issues, I looked at the figures.
Yes.
And I realized that their bid was the lowest. Because you had said that somebody said they could do it for 100,000 when I came in. I said, why didn't they go and bid? If they had gone there and bid for 100,000 and they were not chosen, then we can raise issues. So my point is very simple. Is Bryan Acheampong qualified to bid? Is there any regulation that prevents him from bidding? If there is, let's state it. We've been told that he hasn't applied to be given the permission to do private business. So that's something that can be cured easily. You can just apply to the speaker. In fact, the people who apply for that permission, some that they apply 1 year after they've been MPs and so on. So that is not a problem. But I'm sure Bryan Acheampong will rectify that. Number two, is there an economic case or a business case for SSNIT to reduce its controlling shares in these businesses? Is there an economic case? And I am very sure that SSNIT will show that there is an economic case and that they are actually saving pensioners' monies by divesting some of this.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure even Labour has a problem with the economic case. Labour's issue has to do with the process.
The process.
The process, yes. That's what they've raised. Yes,
and those are the things that
they raised issues at the board about the process. And asked that it be halted until a rectification of those issues.
Even the Labour issue, it looks like Labour, until Samio Kojeto came out with his commentary, Labour didn't know the process was going on.
No, they didn't know. That they thought that on the basis of the protest at the board.
But listen, Randy, you have experience of board management.
Yes.
How many members has Labour got on the
a total of 4.
4.
Yes.
And you went to a board meeting.
Yes.
And the 4 of you decided that something that management had brought should be stopped.
Yes, should be halted.
And you didn't follow. What was the decision of the board at that time? Was the decision of the board at that time was that it should be stopped? Because when you brought the matter, it has to be agreed at the board. What was the agreement at the board? And you have 4 members of the board. So what was the decision at that board meeting when you raised the issues? When you raised the issues and it was deliberated and your issue was rejected, whether by a vote or so, that is the process.
Well, maybe SSNIT should tell us. And in any case,
Labour should tell us.
No, Labour has said that we raised
Yes.
these issues, and we asked that it be halted.
Yeah.
And when you ask, what was the decision?
But they are not a majority on the board.
Yeah.
But if you are not a majority on the board, and you are a minority, and you're saying that your minority view should carry, is that what you are saying to us? But having said that, if you are a minority, and you believe that this your view has merit, and at the board level, your view was not supported by the majority, that is where you should be raising these issues. Way back.
But that's why they said that on the 1st of May, they requested a meeting with the president to discuss SSNIT.
But what thing has been going on since 2022 or 2020 something?
2023 is
It is only when Sami Okujeto raised this thing here last week that Labour
but if you listen to them, they're saying that 1st of May, which predates...
1st of May is this month.
No, but it predates
that they asked
Sami's
for a
expose.
meeting.
Yeah, but when was this deal started?
Oh, yes.
And when did they, anyway, the records will come. When did they ask that the process be stopped? When? The minutes will show. Anyway, I'm very happy that there's going to be a proper investigation because everybody will go there and state their case. So I'm just looking at it from what they themselves are saying. That, and when I look at the three
Is there a way Labour can join the case as Shraj? Can they?
Oh, that would be interesting.
Can they? Does the law allow that?
Well, in any case, the board of SSNIT.
Shraj can invite them.
But in any case,
Shraj can invite them.
the board of SSNIT will be invited by, because they took the decision.
No, SSNIT as an organization, which includes his board.
Yes. But SSNIT as an organization will not go. It is the board who will go before Shraj.
Was the management?
The management is part of the board. So they would go there and also go and make their case. And then if there's any, the minutes will show. So this thing, I don't have a problem at all. Once there's going to be an organized investigation, I don't have a problem at all. We're just thinking about the peripheral issues. So at the end of the day, let's look at the process to ensure that it hasn't been skewed because there was a big politician involved. That one, all of us are interested. I mean, I am interested that Bryan Acheampong did not get an unfair advantage because of his position. That should not be the case. And so I want the investigation to go on into the process. As to the issue that he should have been disqualified, you look at all the adverts, unless of course it's a moral issue. But if you look at all the adverts, there was nothing about disqualification. And you know, Randy, this business about politically exposed persons, Sami Okujeto has this friend, is it Maktoon or something? Once in a while he flies that name here. Is it Maktoon?
Oh, Sheikh Maktoum,
all of these sheikhs.
He's not my friend, for the record. He's your former health minister's friend.
Okay.
A guy who took our $2.4 million
that's fine.
away
All
in
of
the name
these,
of Sputnik V.
all of these Sheikh Maktoums, these are all politically exposed people. These sheikhs who came and bought Labadi, ambassador, is the ambassador now is a moving pick.
Yes.
Al Walid and all of these are princes. These are all politically exposed persons
In their countries.
in their countries. So if they came here,
But they're their kingdoms.
One
so
second.
they run things.
yeah, I'm saying, so these are these are princes and sheikhs in Saudi Arabia and Dubai and all of that. Now they can come here, because I'm sure this bid has been won by some Al Walid of Saudi Arabia. Wouldn't be here. But these are all politically exposed persons, you know. So, and you see, when you look at Bryan Acheampong, he has a record in the hotel industry. All of us know that what he's putting up, the Rock City, that he's putting. In fact, the Kumasi thing that Sami Okujeto, he actually bought it from some person who the thing had been divested to, isn't it?
No, I'm referring to the 25%. He bought the 75% from an individual. Then
Who's that individual?
Then proceeded to buy 25%
From
SSNIT. So I'm
Yes.
referring to the
so
SSNIT 25%
so even
one.
that one, he bought it from an individual, and then from.
They bought part.
So Bryan Acheampong, I mean, he's noted for Rock City. So he has a record in the hotel industry, isn't it?
For how many years?
Oh, you haven't been to Rock City?
No, how many years is that record?
He's building a hotel.
He's building a hotel.
You are aware it's all completed?
He says he's putting up 3,000 rooms. He's put up about 1,000. Have you been there?
So that is the outstanding record.
Yes, compared to me, I haven't built a bed and breakfast.
Oh, so
I
that's
haven't built a bed.
That's how low the standard is.
No, I'm saying
just
that
compared to you.
No, because you see, I'm saying that this is somebody who is in the hotel business, isn't it?
Now, putting up infrastructure and managing something are two different issues.
Randy,
That's the point.
I'm saying that this is somebody who is in the hotel business.
Yeah, he is.
Isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He owns a hotel.
Yes. He owns a hotel. He's put up 1,000-room hotel as we speak. So he has a record in the hotel business. He's not somebody who has no record at all. So you wonder what expertise that he's bringing to the table. But this is somebody who is in the hotel business. And he's built 1,000-room hotel. So at least he has some credibility in that business. But still, let the investigation go. Let us see and ensure that the process wasn't skewed. What I know is that his bid is at least $20 million more than the second bidder. If there are other considerations, let's look at them. If you say the valuation of the 4 hotels has not been met, let's look at them. I thought that the TUC thing was going to say that the valuation is 100 million, and they've gotten only so.
Maybe because they're seeking audience with the president.
Just keep watching
But
the space.
to say that
It's early days yet.
saying that the interest in 6,
Listen
you
to
don't see
Sam,
why
he's
it should be
saying
6.
He's saying something.
Say it's early days yet. We don't have premature ejaculation.
But and what are you having?
Just yes. So
No, what are you having?
Wait for the right time. There's a time and a season for everything.
Don't I love my Friday panel?
A time and a season for everything under the sun. So the Bible says.
Okay.
Yes.
We are all waiting for
The
the time
son of
and
man
season.
has gone for his megaphone.
Yeah, the Bible days. You know, he said he was doing SU on campus. You know, you forgot about
Saklawaji, you heard about.
I miss the good old days.
Yeah, look at it.
I miss the good old days. You know.
Of what?
I shall be going back. You know, of evangelism. Of preaching the gospel.
Is it the righteous shall fall 7 times?
Yes, but they shall rise. That is what my